Hey guys, redch0psticks here. Let's talk about Ant-Man, the newest addition to Marvel's movies. After the Age of Ultron movie, which was a good movie by the way, we are now looking forward to the future and the newest hero that would soon join the Avengers, and he's the size of an ant. I will admit, when I first saw the trailer, I was laughing a bit. I mean, come on. Ant-Man? How can anyone take this seriously? Spider-Man? No problem. Guardians of the Galaxy? Surprisingly worked well. Ant-Man? Good luck with that. However, the more I saw the movie trailers, I got interested until opening day. I thought it'd be interesting to see how this movie would work with a character that I, and most likely a lot of people, are not completely familiar with.
Now, just a fair warning, I will go into some spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, go check it out, because I might go over a few small spoilers. I'm so sorry. So, is Ant-Man worth checking out, or should we call in the next great hero, Orkin Man?
Our main character is Scott Lang, played by Paul Rudd, who is just a great character. He's a former criminal and thief who tries to change his way. I found it interesting that they went with Scott rather than Hank Pym, who is in this movie by the way, but I'm okay with that. What few comics that I did read with Ant-Man in them, it was mostly Scott, and I liked him a lot more than Hank. And I think the movie went with him because I think people would like him a lot more, and might relate to him a little bit as well. Scott for the most part is a normal person. He's not a rich billionaire, or a scientist with an experiment gone wrong, or a test subject during the wars, or God. He's just a guy trying to hold down a job and trying to see his daughter again. As I mentioned, Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man, is in this film, and plays his role as a teacher and someone with guilt in his chest, and aware of the danger of his inventions. There's also Hope Pym, Hank's daughter, who has issues with her father and can't stand that Scott is supposed to be the new Ant-Man. She's clearly the better choice, and you can relate to the fact that she wasn't picked. But there is a good reason, and ends on a nice feeling with her. You also got a cameo by Falcon, which helps pull the fact that Ant-Man is a part of the Marvel Universe, and it's not just name drop value. And then you have Scott's gang, who at first I thought were all stereotypes, but they turned out to be funny characters. However, the weakest character in this film is the villain. This guy is just not interesting. We've seen this character before. He's the apprentice that has gone evil and tries using the technology for military uses, and the first person that he tries to sell it is Hydra. He's got some interesting ideas and scenes with Hank, but they don't get any interest, and when he finally gets into the suit, the yellow jacket, it's so underwhelming. It's like, I'm the villain of this picture, and now I'm in this suit. Curse you, Ant-Man. This guy is almost like the villain from Iron Man, but at least I could say that I liked his character. And like the Yellow Jacket, his transformation wasn't really that interesting, but the size and the look of his armor showed that he was threatening. The Yellow Jacket is just boring to look at. Nothing about the suit strikes me as threatening or interesting to look at. It's just the most boring design. Even lasers coming from his suit can't help him, which is a shame because the rest of the film actually looks pretty good. The film plays a lot with the scale and size of items compared to the size of an ant. Now, while that isn't anything new to do with a tiny person, there's a lot of great detail that comes from this movie. They even go so far into molecules and even smaller, which has really trippy visuals. There was also a lot of humor tossed into the film, which is nice. The humor's not just from the characters, it's the fact that huge, epic things are going on and cuts to what happens in real life. A good example is that Yellow Jacket and Ant-Man are fighting on a train, and Yellow Jacket is tossed onto the tracks and is hit by the train, which then cuts to the plastic train being toppled over. So let's finally talk about the story. Hank Pym, the first Ant-Man, declares that his technology is too dangerous and hides it. Cut to present day after the events of Avengers 2, Hank is invited by his daughter Hope to see his former apprentice create his own shrinking suit, the Yellow Jacket. At the same time, Scott Lang is released from prison and tries to start a new leaf, but finds that life is too hard, and based on a rumor, he goes to steal from Hank and takes the suit. It turns out to be a test, and Hank trains Scott to use the Ant-Man suit to steal the Yellow Jacket before it is ready to be used. There's not much to say about the story of Ant-Man. While many things are set up to be taken care of during the movie, like the fate of the original Wasp, or the relationship between Scott and his family, it's quickly resolved in the film, and then sets up for the climax.
The movie itself is really not as action-packed as all the others. If anything, it's got like a Mission Impossible kind of feel.
There are two different heists that happen in the film, and surprisingly, a lot of talk of planning, and then showing the plan come into play. Now don't get me wrong, there's an awesome fight between the Falcon and the Yellow Jacket, but a lot of the film is planning, including even a training montage. which now that I think about it, you don't see that often. Normally you see a hero montage where the hero does heroic things over a period of time, but this is the first time that I can actually recall seeing a hero preparing to be the hero, instead of doing heroic things at first. There's not much to say about the story until we get to the post-credit scene. Both of them.
Final warning, if you haven't seen the movie yet, or gone on the internet, or had a friend spoil it for you, then I will! Well, I would, except there's no big spoilers in this movie. If anything, they're pieces to a puzzle.
Hope here becomes the new Wasp, which, honestly, I think everybody saw coming. And the final post-credit scene is interesting. Captain America and Falcon appears to have the Winter Soldier, but they don't know what to do next. They can't call Stark, but Falcon says that he has a guy. What could this be? Why can't they call Stark?
It's like these movies are building up to some kind of movie that's gonna have this conflict, this civil battle, and it's gonna make all these heroes question: should we work with the government or should we just be heroes? Well, maybe I'm overblowing this scene, and it's probably nothing. It's nothing, isn't it? I really gotta get out more.
My final rating for Ant-Man is an 8 out of 10. I was surprised on how much I liked this film. It's got good characters, the action is impressive given the idea, and the film is very funny. Now, while the film has a boring villain and quickly wraps up a lot of ideas that are tossed into the film, so that way it can lead up to the climax, it doesn't hurt the film on a whole. I would say that when Ant-Man comes to DVD, it is worth buying, especially for a light-hearted Marvel movie. I can't wait to see what Ant-Man has in store for us, and this proves that heroes can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes and still help save the world. Also, rest in peace, Anthony. You will be remembered.
I'm Ant-Man. I know. Wasn't my idea.